from Hair Care USA. So today's video is going to be a little bit different because I get this question a lot. So I said that I would do a video to talk a little bit more um, in detail because someone was asking, when do I need a protein treatment and when do I need, I'm not going to say it's very hard to tell, but there are some signs that you can pay attention to that will say, yeah, I need this, or yeah, I need that. Okay. This on my damn face. Mm-hmm. Hey. I can't wait till this thing goes down. Ugh. Hey, everybody. Okay. So let's talk some characteristics of the hair when it's lacking something. First things first, the hair is typically in a very dull color. Okay. Um, it seems to always be dry, meaning the follicle. And I'm talking natural hair and relaxed hair. So we're kind of in the both, and we're in both fields. So you guys are going to hear me kind of switching back and forth. Furthermore, this is a car chronicle because I'm on the go today. So I decided that I would do it on my camera. Disclaimer, don't pay any attention to my lip. Some shit bit me on my lip or something. I don't know what bit me, but it was blew up on one side and it was bigger than this. Anyhow, it is what it is. So what does the hair typically look like when it's lacking something? Either it's really, really dry, the scalp is really flaky, um, it's breaking, it's shedding, it lacks luster, it seems to be just very hard. Um, the hair feels outside of coarse textured hair. Let me say this the right way. Outside of coarse textured hair, it feels fragile. And I'm not talking either even fine textured hair. It just seems fragile. So that those are some characteristics of when the hair either needs protein or moisture. But how do you know which one needs protein? Let's start there. If your hair needs protein, it's typically shedding a lot. And when I say shedding, here's the big thing, guys. When I say shedding, because a lot of people get shedding or residual shedding or daily shedding confused with damage shedding. Okay? Daily shedding, you're going to lose about 50 to 100 hairs in a day. Okay? That's daily shedding. Residual shedding is when you have a protective style in and it's been in your hair for a certain amount of time and that hair has not been able to shed. Okay? So now it's doing residual shedding where it held on to everything that needed to be shed. Just like how our body sheds skin cells every single day. We leave skin cells behind everywhere we go because naturally you shed that. That is a natural thing. Okay? Not because you know you shed skin cells is your skin damaged. No, it's a natural thing. So the same thing with the hair. So you lose 50 to 100 hairs in a day. You have your hair styled up for 6 weeks. You have to lose that residual shedding of hair, that hair that was not shed every single day like it was supposed to be. Okay? Then you have the shedding that is literally from damage. That shedding is different. And I'm going to tell you how you know when that shedding is different, okay? If you brush your hair every day and you notice little specks here, 1, 2 strands, 2, 3, 4 strands, or maybe you took out a sew-in or something and you see big balls. When you see big balls, you start to panic. I understand that. But keep in mind, you had your hair up for 4 weeks. So you couldn't really tell if it's shedding in a damaged way until all of the residual shedding is done. After all of that's done, you go to do this and you notice that you are taking out bales of hair. Number one, it's either broken off, or number two, it's just shedding beyond reproach. Okay, that is when you know that there is a problem. That is a telltale sign when there's a problem. When you go like this and you are taking out hair in your hand, residual shedding and daily shedding, it doesn't happen that way. You can do this and you might get one strand. But if you do this and you're taking out multiple strands at one time, that is shedding. That is a sign I need to run and get me some treatment on my hair. Okay? That is a sign I need to go and get some real treatment on my hair. If you are doing this with your hand and you're just running your hand through your hair and you are grabbing multiple strands of hair in just one regular day, that is a telltale sign that it is now time to go to a stylist and get a protein treatment. That is a telltale sign. Do not ignore that sign. Why? Because people will wait until the last day. They will sit there and they will shed and they will shed and they will shed. And then you don't care about it until you notice that your hair is thinning like crazy. So let me give you a scenario when something like that would happen. Go to a salon, you do a relaxer at home, or you go to a salon and get a relaxer and it's over processed. That hair is going to shed in bales. Why? Because it is burnt. It needs to come off. You got a color and the color was it was overlifted. It was over processed. Once again, that hair is going to shed like crazy. At some point, it might be even not even shedding anymore. It might just be breaking now. So what's the difference between shedding and breaking? Because I know you're sitting there wondering, like, okay, but is there a difference between shedding and breaking? Absolutely. When hair breaks, it breaks at a line. It breaks at a demarcation line. It breaks at some point where it's almost a whole piece. That is breaking, okay? If my finger breaks in the way that hair should shed, it's going to break at a certain point. Everything is going to come with it. When hair sheds, it sheds from the actual scalp, okay? It sheds from the scalp itself. When it breaks off the strand. That is the difference. When hair breaks, it breaks off of a strand and it leaves hair behind. When it sheds, it actually takes the whole follicle with it because it's shedding from the scalp. So for those of you who see white bulbs on the ends of your strand, if you see a white bulb on the end of your strand, that hair has shed. That is the bulb that hair grew from. And a lot of people see that when they get braids. A lot of people see that when they get cornrows, when they get really tight sew-ins and they're getting their hair cornrowed and it was really, really tight. And you notice that you can see the little white pieces on the end. Those are bulbs. Those are bulbs. Okay? So keep that in mind when you are trying to determine if I need to get a protein treatment. That is typically when you need a protein treatment, if the hair is shedding or the hair is breaking. Okay. Another time when you definitely need a protein treatment is when you've done some type of intense chemical service. A relaxer is a very intense chemical service. Okay. A relaxer is a very intense chemical service. Hair color is another intense chemical service. Brazilian blowouts, Japanese straighteners, intense chemical service. Smoothing systems, intense chemical services. Those services are made to break down the actual strand. It's made to break down the bond. So at the same time, it needs to be re-strengthened over time because you did a lot to that strand. Okay? So when does the hair need moisture? How do you know? How do you know when your hair needs moisture? Number one, a client will come to me. Let me not even say number one. Let me back up. I'll give you an example because I like to use examples because I know that you better understand when I give an example. By the way, guys, while I'm meant to tell everyone, today is the last day for the 30% off sale. Everything excluding the flat iron is 30% off. Flat irons are back in stock, by the way. Flat irons have been lowered down $10 off. So right now they're $89.99. And that will go on until Monday. The 30% off sale ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. And the code is 30 off. 30OFF, all one word. Second announcement before I even finish about the moisture, the Hair Care Like a Pro, which is my live interactive private webinar, is October the 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. For you to register for that, for those of you who I'm talking to you right now and you don't know what's going on, you don't have no clue how to take care of your hair, you don't know what's what, all that, this is for you. You can register by simply going to elitehaircareusa.com/shop. And that is where you will see Hair Care Like a Pro. Once you purchase the class, you are registered. You don't have to do anything else. Most of you who already registered have gotten an email from me giving you some details. Anyone who got registered for the class between Thursday and now, you have not gotten an email from me yet, but you will between Monday and Tuesday. So registration for that closes on October 19th at 11:59. Okay. Anyhow, let's get back to the deets. So when does the hair need moisture? When a client comes to me, I literally can look at their hair and also feel their hair and tell if it's dehydrated. Have you ever heard of the term, oh, the hair dehydrated? Because it can happen. The hair can dehydrate. Just like the skin can dehydrate, the hair can dehydrate. hmm The skin can dehydrate and so can the hair. Okay? When the hair is dehydrated, it lacks luster. It has this very dull tinge to it. It feels very brittle. It's not breaking or anything, but that can sometimes happen because it's so dry that it has nothing else to hold on to, and those molecules that it's missing is not there to fill it in, and they can snap. So yes, you can still break your hair, or your hair can shed or break with it being dehydrated. But at the same time, if it's lacking moisture, the easiest way to fix that is to replenish. So those of you who have hydration machines at home, awesome. Awesome. For those of you who don't have hydration machines at home, I do have a video on how to do a hydration treatment without a hydration machine on my channel, and you'll be able to see that. It's really easy, guys, so don't even overthink it. We're also going to be talking about that during the Hair Care Like Pro webinar, because not everyone can have a hydration machine at home, and I understand that. I'm in Altamont Springs. When the hair is dehydrated, hair, skin, and nail vitamins are your best friend, because that means that you're naturally on your own not getting enough water. You on your own is not getting enough water. Okay? When you do this and your skin slowly goes back into place, you're dehydrated too. So imagine the strands on your head. Okay? People who typically don't drink enough water, your hair is typically always dry. Okay? If you're a soda drinker like myself, and I'm guilty as charged, I'm one of those. I drink a lot of soda. I drink a lot of acidic drinks, which I'm stopping slowly. It's a habit. I'm typically one who needs to drink more water, and it does show in my hair. Even with a relaxer, even with a shortcut, I know for myself that I need to drink more water. Okay? When the hair is needing moisture, you'll also be able to kind of feel it. If you run your finger along that strand, it almost feels like a Brillo pad. And it's not even coarse textured hair. It just feels like a Brillo pad, like literally, just going like this. Same thing. That is when you know the hair needs moisture. If you just took out a protective style and your hair was up for 4, 3, 2, 6, 13, extra baby, because that hair is dried out. I don't care how much you tell me, oh, I was washing it with it in there. That's nasty, number one. Number two, no, absolutely not. You're not able to actually nourish each strand. You're only able to nourish the outside of each cornrow, so that doesn't count. I'm getting a mean face on that. That don't count. That don't count, boo. No, sis. That doesn't count. Okay? So let's say you have a protective style. Let's say you wear a lot of wigs, that kind of thing. Your regimen needs to be moisture, moisture, and moisture. Your regimen needs to be moisture, moisture, and moisture. And you guys will hear me repeat stuff more than once, because it's also said that when you repeat things, people retain it faster. That's why I repeat myself more than one time, especially when I'm trying to get a point across. Right? So what are some things that you can do to moisturize the hair? Number one, leave-in conditioners are your best friend. Don't be afraid of them. They don't hurt. They don't bite. They only help. Okay? We have our own leave-in conditioner that's on our page. I'm so used to talking about Instagram. That's on my website at elitehaircareusa.com. But there are also other leave-in conditioners, guys. Not because I'm telling you things about my line, that doesn't mean 100%. You got to just stop what you're doing. Use mine. I'm not even that kind of person. Use what you have. Use what you have. Finish what you have. Then move on. Right? Okay. Okay. Moisturizing shampoo, moisturizing conditioner. I am not talking about VO5 at the Dollar Tree. I'm not talking about the Aussie that you find at the dollar store and Family Dollar. I'm talking about luxury shampoo and condition that is truly there to hydrate and moisturize your hair. Okay? You cannot be around here walking with Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Ferragamo, Bugattis, all these different bags and shoes, and your hair looks like, oh, you got on this fancy weave. Okay, you just spent $400 on this install, not including the Tria, and your hair looks like. So we're gonna do better. We're gonna do better, and we're gonna make sure that we give that same energy to our hair. Someone mentioned Care Care. Care Care is an amazing line. I use Care Care too. I don't just use my own products in the salon. I use other lines too. I use Mazani. I use Care Care. You know what's the crazy part? Even as an African American stylist, I use a lot of different race or different culture lines. It doesn't just have to be about black hair care lines. While they're amazing, no disrespect, because I am African American and I'm proud of it. But not everything works for everybody. So I kind of move around in products for my clients. I change things up. Someone is asking about WEN products. I particularly do not like WEN products. They're too thin for me. Some people love it. They live by it. And I'm not against it. You do what works for you. 100% you do what works for you. I am not biased in any form, in any shape. Not because I have my own product line. I'm not biased whatsoever. But there's certain things that I won't use. And that's just my take on it. There's certain things that I won't use because that's my take on it. Okay? So I'm not against any line. You use what works for you. Am I telling you stop what you're doing and go and change your line right away and all this other stuff? No, I'm not. Absolutely not. I'm not. I am not. Okay? So I hope this video really did shed some light on protein and moisture for you guys. I didn't really go in too deep. It's Sunday, y'all. I'm not trying to keep you on all day. But please don't forget to register for the Hair Care Like a Pro webinar. Please don't forget to go and shop the 30% off sale. Use code 30OFF, and it applies to everything, including kits and flat irons and classes. Okay? Please, please, please go and do so today. It ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Shampoos and conditioners will be restocked this week. I do have a new shampoo and conditioner line that I'm working on, and these are going to be new and improved versions to the ones that I have right now. So they're going to be even better because I see what I'm lacking, and while I'm not lacking much and they work great, I want them to be even better. I need them to be even more high quality. So all of that is in the works right now. So shampoos and conditioners will be back in stock this week, so you'll be able to get those if needed. And then the Boss Babes Like a Brunch webinar, Boss Babes Like a Brunch, Boss Babes and Beauty Brunch is this Saturday, October the 12th, right here in Orlando, Florida. That's another event that I put on with my hair care information for others that are located in Central Florida or willing to come to the Central Florida. I'm telling you today, y'all. Anyhow, guys, I hope everybody has an amazing Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for just trusting my knowledge, because it's a big thing to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so humbled to each and every one of you that join onto my lives and watch me and ask me questions and interact and all that good stuff. So you guys have an amazing, amazing, amazing Sunday, and I will talk to everyone later. Peace out.